Hi, I'm Mike Kelton. Today I'm going to be working on my old garage refrigerator. We keep our beverages in there. The history of it is it freezes up every once in a while and I have to unplug it and thaw it out overnight, and then it'll work for another couple of weeks. I investigated into it and turns out it was some bad sensors. Now, most people would have thought, well, it would have been the defrost heater or the defrost thermostat that would have been the issue, or it could have been the circuit board. Well, after checking into all that, it turned out to be the sensors were not ohming out right. And I got a video on that in the description if you all want to check it out. But I figured since I've got everything open, I'm going to go ahead and replace the defrost heater and the defrost thermostat along with the sensors, and that will solve my problem. Alright, first thing you want to do, of course, is remove your racks. Then you'll, of course, want to remove your tray here. Take out each screw on the support brackets. Pop this little light shade up, and you'll have a screw right there and a screw right there, and this whole panel will come right out. And this is the part where you need to make sure your refrigerator's unplugged. You have a good light inside of it to where you can see what you're doing. And yeah, as you can tell, my evaporator is halfway froze up. It was about to stop working altogether, so it's a good time to let it thaw out while I'm working on it, replace all the parts that I need to. So the first thing we're going to do is cut the wires on the defrost thermostat, cut the wires on the defrost sensor that's sitting on this evaporator coil, and we're going to cut the wires on this freezer sensor right here, and then we're going to replace this heater. So here's the new defrost thermostat. It came with plenty of wire. I used these simple butt connectors, nothing really fancy, and it clips on this line on top of the evaporator coil, just like that. And then next we're going to do the sensor, and on the defrost sensor we're going to cut and splice just like we did on the defrost thermostat. Then once you get your wires good and connected right there, just clip it back on the line where you found it. And then tuck the wires back, kind of out of the way a little bit. So that's on the defrost thermostat and defrost timer. Now we're going to move down here and do the freezer sensor. And the sensor that goes in the freezer, same thing, cut and splice. And it goes in this little holder right here. Just like that. Okay, this sensor in the refrigerator part is kind of hard to get to, and I'll tell you why. Because this piece right here has a 1/4-inch screw, or two 1/4-inch screws that hold it on like this. And this little plate slides off this knob here. See if I can get a good shot. So it's got like a little hook in there. So anyway, you just slide this piece off, take these 2 1/4-inch screws out, and then the sensor is right back here. So we're going to go ahead and cut and splice a new one in there, and it just sits right down. Let me see if I can get a good shot of that. It just sits right. It just sits inside this little plastic square tube. It just slides right down in there, but if I put it in there, you won't be able to see it. So, but I promise it goes down right in there. All right, so we got the new refrigerator sensor cut and spliced in. And we're going to slide it down in this little squared looking deal on the back. And in case you're wondering, with this sensor sitting in ice water, it should be reading about 15K resistance. Yeah, can y'all see that? So that should be what you read on a sensor that's working properly for these refrigerators. In 32-degree water, it should be reading about 15K. Alright, finally we're off to changing our defrost heater. It involves just taking these 2 screws off and unplugging these 2 wires. Okay, once you got it off, before you unplug the wires, be sure to pay attention to what slots the wires come out of. Okay, we got our new defrost heater in, and while you're putting this in, you don't want to touch this glass bulb here with your fingers. The oil from your skin will shorten the life of the bulb. That's because the oil will burn hotter in that one part of the bulb that you touched, and it'll just short cycle the bulb or shorten the life of the bulb. And now we're going to do a final check to see if, or make sure that all your sensors are reading correctly. And we're going to do that by going to the back of the refrigerator, removing the cover for your motherboard here. And here you'll see that they got blue and white wire. Then they got a brown wire next to that one. Sorry. And then they got a white wire, and then a yellow wire. So we're going to go from blue and brown, and that's going to give us the reading of our freezer, our defrost sensor. Then we're going to go from blue and white to the white wire, and that's going to give us our freezer sensor. And then we're going to go from blue and white to the yellow wire, and that's going to give us our refrigerator sensor. And as you can see, they're all pretty close, which is great because I was getting like way different readings before. That's what them all in ice water, they were reading way off. So I'm happy to see that they're all making good conductivity, and we're ready to close everything up and fire this thing up. Thank you for watching. Hey, did this video help you out? If it did, I'm very glad it did. If you think I did a good job, maybe give me a thumbs up on it. I need subscribers. If you can subscribe, I'd very much appreciate it. Thank you very much. Y'all have a great day.